especially the offertory hymn and the communion hymn was really, really rich. We really felt the presence of our Lord. And now let us see what happened today. It was a very active morning, I'm sure, because we hear you from there. And I'm not sure if it only worked on you or not, but it worked on me. I was so sensitive to our Lord's presence that I totally forgot and was distracted by the very, very loud noise coming from the workshop. So I didn't remember if I must play the Eucharist or not. And it's important. I did it twice, 2 times a day, very sorry, it was there. So we can, what can we see first? Could you lift it up and show it towards the side, towards the left, towards Auntie Kathy and Auntie Daphne and Uncle Daniel? Thank you. Then towards the middle, gently. Even towards the piano. Not that side. Very much. Who's going to explain what happened today? I'm not sure if the mic is working or not, but let me. No, you always have to have a backup plan.
Thank you. So today we were learning how Jesus and God is our light, and that these stars, they represent every act of kindness which we do, and altogether it creates something really big. For example, if let's say one person does an act of kindness to another person, and the next person does an act of kindness to another person, it will create a chain reaction, causing everyone to think about how kind they can be to another person. And today we're also talking about salt. Now, salt can be used to heal wounds and to enhance our food, but it symbolizes how God, how He enhances our life and helps us do everything to our best ability and the best who we can be. And finally, we use glitter to symbolize the light, and how Jesus and God is our light in the world, and how God created everything. And in the story of creation, the first thing He created was a light. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, it's a wonderfully rich masterpiece of the Sunday School. You can have a look at it on our YouTube channel because it will become part of the decoration for the coming weeks. Can I hold it for a second? That's the way of witnessing, clinging to the cross of Christ. Again, it's so rich of meaning. In the old days it was called picture meditation. We kind of lost this ability, or at least we are not practicing because we are glued to our screen. But you could build a whole spiritual retreat, lots of prayers on this single work. For example, you can see the cross in the middle. And for me, it also sums up what is in our printout and what I was trying to talk, that we have the liturgy, our Sunday worship. It is a ceremony. But it is not an empty ceremony, because we repeat exactly what Jesus did in the Last Supper. So at the heart of our celebration, this is our Lord. And it's an old-fashioned light bulb. I think it was called the Wolfram, the metallic bit in the middle, or they attribute it to Edison, I think, who invented it among many things. Christ is always there in our Eucharist, in the midst of our celebration. And we are enjoying the light of the light bulb, but usually we don't really think about how a light bulb works. And today, with the help of our handout, we can learn or recapitulate, remind ourselves what happens at the heart of our Eucharist. That we are celebrating our Lord's saving death in a ceremony which is enjoyable in a bloodless manner, but everything is repeated there. And I just would like to quote one point from this summary, that what are, and kids, if you could, I know that you are tired a bit, but if you could listen to that too. What is the purpose of the Mass? In other words, what is the purpose of our celebrating the Last Supper of Jesus together on Sunday? First, to adore God as our Creator. We give thanks for our lives. Second, to thank God for His many favors and gifts which we enjoyed in our past week, for all the yummy food, for the love of our parents, and everything we enjoyed. Third, to ask God to extend His blessing, His light to everyone, not only to us, but to everyone, because our Lord desires that His Last Supper be visited by as many people as possible. And fourth, we ask God, we want to satisfy the justice of God for the sins we committed against Him. Usually we tend to forget about that. That's the whole point. That's the ground of our renewal. And when we celebrate the Mass together, in addition to these four things which we are celebrating, each Mass brings special fruits or blessings upon the priest, upon the altar servers, so Hayden and Owen and all potentially who are serving, even if it's boring and unpleasant to be center of attention, but it brings a very special blessing on you. So when you are given a good mark for your paper, you remember that. Well, not paper, anything in school. It brings a special blessing on those who are joining in the celebration of the Eucharist together, and on all humankind. In the old days, when priests were not on the payroll by the diocese, on Sunday, people like us came from their farms or from their businesses. They put in the side room ducks, chickens, grapes, vegetables and fruits, and it was part of their Mass offering to keep the priest and his family alive. So all this is happening in the Mass. Sometimes people ask the priest to offer the Mass, to join in Jesus' prayer for a special intention, for some person living or dead, or for whom we want to pray. In the Roman Catholic Church, there is even a tariff for that. There is no tariff here, but it's not buying the Mass, because it's such a precious gift that there is no money which could buy it. But still, as part of our sacrifice, if you ask your priest to say a Mass at an anniversary for someone or a special prayer for someone, and you add a little bit of donation, it doesn't go to the priest, it goes to the church and is part of our sacrifice. When we contribute to the Mass financially in the collection, it's it's painful, maybe we don't feel it, but it can be painful because we are giving something from our own earning. It is also part of all our sacrifice. And all this, all celebration, all our participation is to have more electricity and power to this light bulb of love to shine, to shed light and love on the world. This is our task and privilege. That's why it is such an important service that we are drawn to the Eucharist. And it's so good to see new faces or returning faces. And it's a miracle of God that for a special reason, today all of us were drawn to this celebration to be with Christ. Thank you very much.